Everybody at day one was like, we'll support him, right? Well, yeah, we'll support him. The one thing that we rarely talk about is, do you know what country in the world has the most natural resources? You know which one it is? It's Russia. You know how much they got? 75 trillion. You know who has 75 trillion? Nobody. They're number one. So who do you think is interested in that $75 trillion? Do you think these big companies in New York, who are the BlackRocks, the State Streets, the Vanguards, who they see Ukraine gets destroyed and then they come in and they say, JP Morgan Chase and BlackRock got the contract to rebuild Ukraine, a $400 billion contract. Who likes that $400 billion contract? The guys that are lending and the guys that are getting the $400 billion to go rebuild. Who's winning? They're winning. Who's losing? Ukraine's kind of losing, but they're winning. And who's in the way for me to get access to those $75 trillion of resources, natural resources that Russia has? One guy, Putin. We got to get rid of that guy. I need to replace him with somebody that I can buy. I need to replace him with somebody that will give access to those resources. We don't have that right now. This guy's annoying. This Putin guy's a true believer. He's a true OG guy, KGB guy from back in the days that we can't buy this guy. Man, what do we got to do to get rid of this guy? Let's make him into the boogeyman. Let's make him into a bad guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you he's a saint and, he's a guy that's sweet and, I would sit there and, trust him with everything. I'm not saying that. But to him, Russia's first. Very simple. He's thinking Russia first. And he's in the way a lot of people that want the money. So what I think, a lot of times when stories that come out first, we're easy to fall for the trap. Oh my God, look at the Hamas, Palestine, Israel, Hezbollah, and Houthis, and all they're doing is they're just trying to be there for their people, and they're good people. Two countries in the history of mankind have said death upon America. One is North Korea in the 50s, and the other one is Iran. If you think North Korea and the leader is a dictator who is the worst leader in the world that wants no good for America, why would you think the leaders of Iran would want good? There's only two countries in the world that have said death upon America. What are we doing trying to compromise somebody being that straight up with you when they're saying something like that? And then you're seeing that fight taking place. I think, say Trump gets elected, a lot of people will not be happy. Iran will not be happy. You saw Putin endorse Kamala. Putin prefers Kamala. It's an easier person to negotiate. You think Putin really wants Trump? You think Putin really wants to sit down with somebody that knows how to negotiate? He doesn't want somebody like that. He knows that himself. Russia doesn't want that. He knows he's going to bring the terrorists back at a higher level. But I think almost all of us can fall for the trap of immediate reaction to what's going on. And in a month, 3 months, 6 months later, we're like, oof, yeah, I was way off. That's enough. No more money being sent to Ukraine. You guys got to figure this thing out.
What about Israel, Hamas?
What about it? The fact that
how does this get resolved?
Oh, the day he's in there, that's going to get resolved. I asked him the question, when are these things going to be done? Will it be done after inauguration, or will it be done when you're president-elect? He says, Ukraine and Russia will be done while I'm a president-elect. And he says, Iran and Israel are going to deal with that. But Ukraine and Russia is going to be done when I'm president-elect. That means from November 5th to whatever, January 20, whatever the dates are going to be. No, you need a strong leader for those things to stop. And you saw, think about it this way. In every election you go through, you have to choose to be for someone and be against someone, right? So what happens here? Kamala tries to be for free Palestine and to be for Israel can take care of themselves and they're a number one ally. Who did she lose? Both of them. Trump comes out and says, no. Here's what we're doing. I am for Israel. I am for Bibi. And guess what? I am for stopping war. And I don't want to see war in the Middle East, to the point where Muslim leaders in Michigan come and endorse him. How do you sit there and say, I'm for Bibi and Israel and peace in the Middle East, and I want to stop all the wars, and you get Jew voters, Bill Ackman that converts and goes to, and a bunch of other Jews that are coming for you, and you get Muslim. Do you realize how weird of a thing that is to get Muslim voters that are now more for Trump than they were 4 years ago, and getting more Jews that are for Trump than they were 4 years ago? Isn't it supposedly Democrats that get the Jew vote and a Muslim vote? Most Muslims vote Democrat. Most Jews vote Democrat. They're now leaving, and blacks are leaving. Aren't Democrats the political party that owns the black vote? They own the black vote.
I do think one of the most fascinating parts of this election is Trump, the increase in support for Trump in black and Latino communities is extraordinary. I mean, he's supposed to be the most racist guy that's ever run for president. If he is,
Why they
why are
support
so
him?
many more black and Latino people in America racing to vote for him? The two positions are incompatible.
Yeah, because, you know, this is the first time, Piers, guy asked me a question, you know, who you should vote for. I said, I don't want to tell you who to vote for, but let me give you something here that 2024 is the easiest time to ever to vote. Why? This is the first time where you have 4 years to 4-year resume to compare. I'm Apple. You've been with my company as a CFO for 4 years, and he's been with my company in the past, CFO for 4 years. It's not hard for me to measure which one of you guys was a better CFO. Who saved me more money, who made me more profitable, who helped me have better retention, who prevented more lawsuits, who did a better job. That's the person that's getting the job. This is not a tough election. This isn't where I need more articles to read. Just go study. 4 years under Trump, no war, peace, economy was doing great, people were getting along pre-COVID. Go 4 years over here, what happened with this side? It's very easy, it's not that hard, that complicated. Even if a person is undecided right now, watching this saying, you know what, that is a good point. If there's two CFO candidates, both have worked for the company, both had the same job, one did better for the company than the other guy, why am I thinking about hiring this person? Am I a dummy to hire this person? No. It's not like this is 2016. Hillary's never been president, Trump's never been president. You can make the argument Hillary would be a better president. Why? Because her husband was a 2-term president, and he was actually a very good president for a Democrat. Even Republicans kind of liked the way he was doing his policies. Him, Newt Gingrich, they got along. So you have an argument to say, I think Hillary would make a better president than Trump. But in this case, you know, they were terrible, and he was great. It's not a hard vote for 2024.
Patrick, great to see you.
Always good.